Welcome to all of you who have joined us in this conversation that will take place between me and Serafin Cota. Now, I want to extend a special thanks to Serafin for accepting this invitation. This is the beginning of the season, and in the beginning of the season, all those who manage guest houses are busy, very busy. Yet, Seraphine has set apart this time because I thought that at the beginning we should talk about two very crucial effects that tourism is having on Goa, and so I thought the only person who can talk about responsible tourism and sustainable tourism together and integrate the issues is Seraphim because he works on both, not only in his guest house, but all around Goa. Serafin is a Goa-wide person. He is known around Goa not only for his on tourism and how to run guest house, but he understands society. He understands the impacts of tourism. He understands the negative impacts of tourism, and he knows what we need to do to correct it. So I'm very grateful to Serafin for accepting our invitation. This is great. We have we have worked together for nearly 25 years, from 2007 onwards. I met him at a small meeting, and at that meeting, uh, he came to present. He came uh, with a small group of small and medium guest houses and said at the end of the meeting to me, can you write a white paper on the impact of tourism? And I said yes, I accepted to do that. We formed a small team and we asked Serafin to be our leader. And it was under his guidance that we created that white paper. When the white paper came back, Serafin was not satisfied. He said, no, we need a policy. We need a policy for Goa. We need a policy to protect small and medium cases cars, right from houses that have 25 rooms to guest houses that have even 3 or 4. So he did not bother whether you were very small or medium or a little larger than medium. But he was concerned about people. And to him, there was one slogan: if tourism must benefit Goa, it must benefit the hosts. And this is how we began our work. When we completed our policy paper with experts, with economic experts, but the biggest expert was Serafin, and he was the one who provided substantive inputs into the policy making. Of course, there were many other guest houses who had things to say, who contributed. But Serafin was the person who embraced all the concerns. Serafin now runs the hotel Donna Samaria in Kavalosing, and his hotel is unique. It's promoted as an eco-friendly resort, and many people come to visit. It's an almost zero waste hotel. And he has been recognized not just as an eco-friendly resort, but he is also a nature lover, a conservationist, and was recognized many places because of that. During the COVID, Serafine had to shut down, and he spoke what challenges for the small hoteliers competing with the big chain. He wanted the small hotels to benefit, and he looked out for ways of doing that. And therefore, he was elected to be president of the Small and Medium Hoteliers Association for the Center for Responsible Tourism for 7 years. And then he went on to be the president of the Small and Medium Hoteliers Association of Goa. So he represents the small. And his slogan was small is beautiful. Small is beautiful, meaning Goa is small and we may be small, but we are big enough to to host people and to host people well and to provide all this. Now, I don't want to say too much more because I think it's important for us to hear him, not to hear me. Okay. Now, there are. We will begin by asking Seraphine. Seraphine, we are at the beginning of a tour, of a season, and there are many things, in fact, criticism of Goan tourism. One of that is that we are doing over tourism, and it is not responsible. Please comment on that.
Uh, it is demand and supply process, and in that, what happened? The supply is more, and the supply is more in small and medium, and that too also in gated community, and the inventory has gone too big, and the quality of tourist is gone down in Goa. They doesn't respect Goa. They come for drink. The type of guests are different, and there should be a capping for carrying capacity. I think there are more hotels room and the less guests. Meaning to say, the guests are coming more and more now, but there are more and more hotel rooms, and there are more and more apartments. There are more and more things like that. So normally, what happens is the cake is so small, and the dependent are more now. So, actually, there are side effects of all other things, the water consumption, electricity, garbage, and then employment also. There are indirect, uh,
Gmail.
uh, and it's difficult to match the competition.
Okay. It is important now then for the government to calculate our carrying capacity. How do we do carrying capacity? Because we don't have any way, any mechanism to do this carrying capacity. And this over tourism is creating crowds, traffic, pollution, and so many other problems. Crime also.
True, true. Uh, there is no mechanism as such. The government is trying with those who are registered hotelier. Government is trying to take the details of the business, like how many guests last year has arrived, how many guests arrived last week or last month, and today and tomorrow, whatever. So there are records being maintained within the people who are registered. So the registered population is not more than 50% or 60% in a small guest house. Of course, 5 star, 4 star, 3 star, they are all registered. I must give them their due respect. They are following the books. They are giving the correct pictures to the government. How much they are earning, what is the salary, what is the carrying capacity, how much water been used, or how many guests has come. But what has happened as far as the medium and small is concerned, and especially small, there are a lot of unregulatory business going on. Government is trying to bring them on books. Government is trying to help them to register, give them a good service. In spite of that, people always do some hanky-panky things. And even those who are registered, there are some who are not supposed to be get registered also. There are such units are also there in Goa. So there is no proper setup to count the people because there are more people coming by road, there are people coming by air, railway, and by own cars, and it's bit difficult when people are not confessing their business to the government. It's difficult to the government as well. I do understand, but you need a very good combing operation. You need a very good system in place. You need to put a very good fear in people, and then it will be a people-centric tourism, and people will be benefit. I'll give you a small example. See, through my business, there should be other Goan should be benefit through my business, even if he is not in tourism directly or indirectly. Meaning to say, in Macau, which is the Chinese government there, Macau there is a big casinos are going, big time, so day in day out. It's famous for casino gambling. It, they have given a responsibility to casino lobby in Macau to look after the education and hospital. Education, hospital, and roads should be done by this one department, like that. So through tourism, we are ready to help. Let's say 5% I must give it to of or 3% or 1% or 0.5% to the farmer or to education or to build a catering college or whatever. But that is not possible because we don't earn that much money. The reason behind is there is unregulatory business and also no system.
I want to ask you on this. This question of one license tourist accommodation. People have been asking for crackdown on hotels, guest houses. Anybody who doesn't have a license or a permission should not run an establishment because that money is not taxed and it doesn't go back to the government.
Yeah, not only that, there is in unregistered. I'll just give sub example now. If there is unregistered one family, let us say one Goan family, and with that unregistered homestay, that Goan family is earning their daily bread, their two children are going to college, the mother feeds the family, and the unregistered guest house doing well, or that homestay doing well, and so goes on. And the money comes to go. So the only legal part is that they are not registered with the tourism, but the money is here. Then there is another catch. If you see, and if the viewers also, I'm appealing to them to see this, just type it Adora de Goa advertisement, and the advertisement says buy a piece of part of Goa to you, and your home will be Goa, and it's so easy. And the advertisement says if you don't stay, you can give it back to us, and we will put it to a good use in a tourism business. So, is it a house or putting into the tourism business? And is this types of advert and these types of apartments or a flats are thousands on Airbnb, and Airbnb charge IGST. IGST means integrated GST. Of course, it goes to the nation, not to Goa. But the money which is been paid, the accounts are given in the different parts of India or different parts of the world. So the economy is going back to the richer men in by buying a house in Goa. The money being paid as per his choice of account and as per his choice of place, and he comes here in Goa, enjoy and go back. How do you get these figures of economy, or even that penny doesn't come here as a GDP growth or whatever? So it's in a big scale. Earlier it was micro, and that was not bothering us. Now it is not micro. It is too far big. And recently, Niti Arogya, New Delhi, has I read on the Herald paper about 6 days ago. I said in Goa there is unregistered business and the money doesn't go in the proper way. So these are the two things which I have told you. One, family which is unregistered, but taking all money here, using it for the right purpose for feeding their children and the family, and only thing they are not registered. So their government is little bit liberal, and the minister is also liberal to help them. Good in a way. Good government is little bit forgiving, no big fines on them, no delay payment, nothing. They are helping them. But what about this, which I have told you in gated community, which is not required? We are empty. Airbnb can work with the people who are registered. Airbnb can work with those people who are bored. But it is not happening that way.
This is again back to the question: how can the government and small industry work together to tackle this problem? The government also has a role.
We cannot do the policing job, and also complaining is you have to complain with your name, and government puts a ball in your court. They will ask you where, give the location, which floor, name of the owner who is running it, come with the proper details, and then we will follow it. So it's a tedious job for a complainer, and I feel it's not one. Let's say if it is a one issue, then yes, one can take a risk and tell and waste their time and make sure they come on the books of record. But it is too much and too many. This is the one issue. See, government has come out with a very good policy called homestay policy, which our minister is also telling, and it's really good. In the homestay, on the homestay policy is one thing being said there. Provide the owner is gone and the family runs the homestay with a domestic electricity and water, we may do so by taking the permission from the government, and the booking gets some percentage of GST automatically by the seller, promoter to our nation or our state, and it's a good way. But what happened in the same by using the same policy, there are many people whose apartments are here. They are in Canada or America or Australia. The key is with somebody, and they got the homestay status. I'm not against them. They can come under the different brand called a apartment registered under tourism. They can come under a villa on rent on tourism with a license and call it a guest house or call it a B&B, and a different license, commercial electricity, commercial water, and some revenue for the state government. And still you do the business. It may be a very, very small percentage for the state government. But no, they are also using our brand that is called homestay, go and host, all these things been there on the website, whereas the owner is in Australia and the money is taken in America. And the key is with one of the non-goan person who is the agent who is holding as many as 25 keys or 30 keys with him. and it is straight fight, uh, like you are telling where the thief is, and then it's a dangerous game. You can be in trouble, and already there are people who complain are already in trouble. So people are not taking chance of complaining in details to the government. We are ready to help the government. We are ready to work hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, and we can bring the system in order. But I don't know who benefits out of this.
So this is a catch 22 situation,
Yeah,
one in which you can't do much and the government needs to do more.
yeah, needs to do more. They are doing something, but they needs to do more. Another thing is, I see there was certain percentage illegality was happening in group. So let us say, I'm just saying for example, there were, let's say, 40, 40, 50 illegal units in group. Government brought 10 on record, fined them, and that's a good job government did. So from 40, 30 still at large missing, which government cannot do anything. So now government is trying to tell that from 40, I brought 10 new people on books of record. By the time government is doing this, there are another 20 entered into this similar business. Then again, government is putting more effort and bringing another 10 people on books of record and helping them to get registered. Very friendly government, very much easier work, ease of business is there, and they are coming. By then, another 40 is coming illegally. So I think, in spite of a decreasing rate, there is also growth in such business, and electricity department and water department and the government can work together, and we together can work. You need to form a some sort of a committee to do this, and it can be done.
Okay. I want to move to another subject, and this is about responsible tourism. What do we mean by responsible tourism? What is responsible tourism? Does it include questions of safeguarding the culture and advancing it? Because people shouldn't come and just lie down on the beach and go away. And they have never seen anything. They have never encountered the local community. You know, the local community and culture is the most important gift that Goa can give to people. Because it has a very unique culture, and that would be promoted. So how can we do that? The second thing is people come to Goa assuming that they can exploit vulnerable, and this is a terrible thing. Goa should not have that image. I think we can change that image. So responsible tourism has two dimensions. One is protecting the local community, and the second is to advance Goan culture.
As far as culture is concerned, is sorry to say now what has happened. Uh, uh, Destination make the tourist. Meaning to say, if you open a restaurant, the type of food you are serving, that will attract the type of guest. If you open a bar or a discotheque, the type of music you are giving and the type of service in that bar you give, the type of the client will come. So Goa's clientele has of late has gone so bad. We don't get more of Indian couples. Our tourism is either depend on destination weddings, which is good. I'm not criticizing. I'm happy about it, though I'm not into it. Destination wedding. There are big five-star into it, but anyway, the economy can go down below to the small and medium people. But the issue is, if you leave that part, every traveler is now more is single, meaning to say there are boys coming between 22 to 27. There are men coming to Goa without their family, and that's a large number, and a short holiday. Now, how much culture and responsibility you can talk to them? They are more into drinking. They are not even worried about uh, to see the bird or to see the animal around or a big paddy field. They don't want to see the coconut plucker. They don't want to go on the beach and see the fishermen. No, the Indian tourist somehow has taken Goa as a totally a different destination, which I myself need to do a big research on it for what they are coming and what they like. They are totally different ideology people. They come more for drinks, they go for particular type of music and go back home. Maybe so how much person like me or many people like me can push culture and responsibility? They drink a beer and throw out of the car door. So it's a difficult situation. So the point is, Goa should make a point what we are looking for. What we are looking for, that is what we want. What we want. If we fix that frame, I think it will take little time, but even a poorest of poor tourist will give us a penny. Even let a poor man also come here. We have no issue. Let a student come. I have no issue. Let the single people come. I have no issue. Let the poorest family come by train or a bus by using two buses or two train stop over somewhere else. Let them also have holiday. No problem. But a cultural mind, a responsible mind, a responsible tourist we should look for. For looking that, we have to design better Goa and we have to fix up our lines, what we like and what we don't like to hear, what we don't want to see, what type of tourist we want. Sometimes people use the word the beggars are not chooser. No, 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 no. You can in tourism you can make your own brand, and I think the brand sells.
And this is very important. You made a very important when you said that tourism must be acceptable, must be available to all kinds of people, poor, rich, middle class, and so forth. I have often heard it say that we should look at high-end tourism. I don't agree because I think even the poor and the middle class should be allowed to travel. So I like the point that you made, and I wish in a future uh, encounter between us, we can talk about this more. But I have so many questions, with I have hundreds of questions, but I'll stop with a few. You know, the whole question of ecology was also being damaged by overtourism because we are seeing pollution, we are seeing crowded road traffic, and we are seeing the beaches being destroyed. You know, the roads are not good enough, nothing is enough. So ecosystems don't match our aspiration.
So, so I agree with that.
See,
It is
your guest house is very unique. You have made your ecosystem so perfect. Can you talk about it briefly?
I can say I'm at the most difficult place. My hotel is at very not on the beach, not in the city, not on prime location. In fact, very small settlement and middle of nowhere. Even the beggars won't come there. It doesn't work the economy. The salesman doesn't come there to sell anything because there is a less population. But I made a brand for the Europeans that I take great care of the garbage within my compound, and it's reached to such a level that everything can be recycled. You ask me what cannot be recycled. There is a list in Goa. What cannot be recycled, and what cannot be recycled and what cannot be sold is like, for example, ceramic cup. ceramic plate cannot be recycled, and there is no system. If the plates are broken, and that can be a nuisance. Batteries cannot be recycled, but I find a way for batteries. What can be done out of that? You can break it and put it in the floor under the tiles, so, and it works as a pesticide for the ants and all under the your carpet. Sorry, carpet of the floor tiles. It can be. So, like that, I am recycling the water and using it for the agriculture. I am recycling the garbage. There is a big issue at the wet garbage, so you can't do anything about the wet garbage. So you have to give it to someone, and that someone will create a big nuisance elsewhere to the neighborhood by feeding the pigs, and it can spread. So I have pigs in the hotel. I have the pigs in the hotel itself. So all the wet garbage goes there. We have pigs, we have chicken, we have everything. So I think if you recycle everything, that is the key, and people likes it, and the business can grow, and people gives you business. They respect the European, they respect that system, and they bear with it. They know in the morning they can hear the noise of all sort of animals. Uh, and for the sustainability, I make sure I buy the milk from the local milkman, the local breadman, whatever vegetable possible from the local. It's not available nowadays much, but in the season when it's available. So, trying to put best what I can do, and with that, that is my selling point. As people say, I have 50-inch television in the room. As people say, I have this thick mattress. So my selling point is this: I do this, I do that, I do this. So that is a selling point, and it can work, and people respect. But that amount is very little, and that's mostly a rupee.
This selling point is very unique because you don't even have a shop in your guest house. You make your guests go outside to buy toothpaste, to buy any needs. So you are serving your community. And I think that is the very special thing. You should say something about how you distribute the benefits of tourism. You are but very special.
No, as I said, see, with any business, there should be profit to me and my family, and I should run a business in profit. But God has given me enough, so I shouldn't run after the very small part, like a small shop putting. So nearby there is a small shop. I direct them to go there. There is somebody who renting the bike on the rent. We put a arrow beside the bikes on rent. We guide them where to go, and everything is not a business to us. We always recommend the nearest person who do the small business, because through that also the guests watching that, I do it for, of course, for a social cause. That is one part. Let us say I am doing in the business way of thinking, and that is helping. Giving some business to somebody is also a business idea, making sure that somebody gets business out of you. So the good will pass on. So in my village or where I am, so people give respect. One, second thing, guests give respect, and on the whole ecosystem works well. Everybody should get a piece of pie along with me. If I get a bigger piece, different, but somebody should get something, and that's a simple ideology, and it works like that.
I think your ideology says this. People have to benefit from tourism. This, the benefits of tourism must be spread to the community, the people who live in the villages. And that is the reason I always argue. It is not a popular view, but I feel that our small and medium guest houses provide unique and very personal service to their guests, which I'm not sure you can get convenient facilities in a five-star hotel, but you cannot get human services in a five-star hotel as compared, for example, your own guest, which I have stayed. It is human. It is so human. Your way of relating, you know everybody by name, you know everybody by profession, you know if somebody in their family died last year, everything. You know, and that's why you have people coming back to you year after year after year. This is the most ideal tourism destination. And we have to complete here because we decided we would do only 30 minutes. But there are many more aspects of tourism. And I would like to invite those who are listening to this to come back to listen to Serafin speak about details of one or two aspects of his work. And we'll try and put in his guest house so you actually see what we are talking about. Serafin, thank you so much. Very
Yes.
grateful.
Thank
You
you.
you you are a very unique person, and I have learned a lot from you. And I would like to keep learning, but I would like to transfer this knowledge to go to lots of people. Yes. So
Thank
thank
you.
you. You
Thank
would
you.
like to say a few words to finish?
No, 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 no. Fine, fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. And thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much. Yes. Bye bye. Bye bye to everybody. Roselle?